Alright, hey guys, here's the Project Zero game that I have. Um, this is one that I got from somebody else, and um, I added, I believe I added Revmob to it. If not, I did something different with it here. I'm going to start out, well, when you add it, you already know that you have to add the framework to the project. I also added Texture Packer to this because I wanted to add some images, and so it was a lot easier for me to do that. I'm going to find, let's see here, gameinfo.plist. I want to show you something here. Can't remember where they saved it. It's been so long since I played with this. Ah, here we go, gameinfo.plist. If you open this one up, this is where they set the property list for various the various images and stuff. But if you scroll down to the bottom here, this is where they have the different Boolean values. Like this one, if you want to have it auto shooting, if you decide you don't want it auto shooting, if you want to tap it instead, you change this to no. You can set the bundle identifier here. I didn't do that. Enable Android, no on this one. Enable in-app purchase, yes, because you have a remove ads on this one. I don't have IAD. In here it has enable Revmob for Android. I set that to no because I do not have Android. Enable Revmob for iOS. Yes, if you want it to show Revmob and it's not set to yes right here, then your ads will not show. You can set the game speed here. Let's see, Game Center I don't have multiplayer. Here's your Revmob ID. The way they set it up, they saved your Revmob identifier in this property list file. So you can take your Revmob ID and drop it right here. And then you can code it the same way that I have it in here. So that's one easy way to do the Revmob identifier. You can also, you could put your chart boost identifier, you could create a new one here if you wanted to, and you could say CB, chart boost identifier, chart boost ID. You could do that, and you could drop your chart boost ID right here as well, and then you could use the same code for a chart boost ad and pull up the ID when you launch it. It just depends on how you want to do it. It's for adding it, it's usually easier just to put it right in the file for what you're doing. Okay, now that we got the game info plist out of the way, let me take a look at the post here. Okay, you want to go to the, where is it? App controller. This one here is essentially the view controller, the main view controller. Usually these functions here, like application did become active, usually those are all in the app delegate. For some reason, for Project Zero, the programmer moved them all into this app controller file, so this is where you're going to set it up. You're going to start by importing Revmob here, which we've already done. Okay, then you go to application did finish launching. This is IAD, so no, I don't have IAD, so that one doesn't matter. I have an alert that pops up and gives them the option to upgrade to the Pro version without ads. Okay, application did become active. This is where I put the Revmob setup. So what they do here, you have your product ID. What essentially it is, if they spend money in your app, then it will show. It will take your bundle identifier. So it's usually com dot whatever your name is dot whatever the app name is, and then it will add a dot upgrade. So if they make an in-app purchase, it adds this dot upgrade to the end of the bundle identifier. So then it will check the user defaults for your product identifier and see if they've upgraded or not. If they have upgraded, if they have not upgraded, that's what this means right here. This little exclamation point means if the product identifier does not have .upgrade, then it means that the user of the app has not upgraded. They have not spent any money in your app, so you're going to show them an ad. So it figures out what the bundle is, what the file path is. It figures out where this file is stored, the gameinfo.plist. You create a dictionary out of that file. Then it says we set up a variable, enable mag screen. it looks in the dictionary for this key, PZ enable Revmob iOS. It looks to see if it's been enabled or not. If it has been enabled, that will say, okay, we're going to show an ad. So what you're going to do in the app controller is you're going to start the session with the app ID, your Revmob app ID. So you can either dump your app ID right here by saying, if you type it in, you're going to type in @ and then put your app ID right here. But since for the game, since my app ID is stored in this variable, it checks the same dictionary and says, well, do we have the Revmob identifier? Yeah, we do. It's right here. So it's going to pull this number and it's going to drop it in your where did I put it? It's going to drop it in your file. I mean, in this variable. It's going to start the session with that app identifier. Once the session has been started, you're going to go ahead and show the full screen. Once your session has been started the first time in this view controller, this goes for any of your games. Once you've started the session, you don't have to start it again. That's a one-time deal. So we've started the session. This is how you access the session right here. Revmob adds session. Okay, now I'm going to go to the game over scene right here, and I've named, since I'm typing in Objective-C, I don't know if it's necessary or not, but these files here, like app controller, the tail end of it here, the .mm. I know in the I believe the original game it was a .cpp, but since I'm typing in Objective-C, I renamed them to .mm. That means it can be C++ or Objective-C, or Objective-C++, so any of those. So essentially I renamed app controller to .mm. I also renamed the game over scene to .mm. And in the game over scene, this is where it initializes. When the game's over, this is the scene that loads up. What you're going to do is you're going to set up the same thing. It checks to see if it's upgraded, and if it has not been if the user has not upgraded their app yet, it will show a nag screen here. This is what in Project Zero they had another session started, which you don't need to do. You can delete that, and then all you need here is Revmob adds session, show full screen, and it will show it again. I'll go ahead. I don't have chart boost in this one, but if you were going to show chart boost, that's where you would do. It's going to throw errors here because I don't have chart boost in this one. But you can go chart boost CB equals let's see, chart boost, shared chart boost, and then you would go CB show full screen, I believe is what it's called. I can't remember if it's full. I think it's show interstitial. You'd have to see what it says. Interstitial. So that's how you'd show the chart boost there. That's the same thing with this. Once you set up your chart boost, you only set up your chart boost once in the app controller file. Once it's set up, you don't have to do it again because it uses a shared instance. So they're all using the same instance. Every time you start a new session, you're creating a new instance of Revmob, which you don't need to do. So that's how you would add chart boost. I'll go ahead and load it up here for you. Okay, here we go. It will show the ad on start here. We'll play the game. Oh, I started the game too soon. Yeah, there's the Revmob ad that I completely missed because I went through too soon. So I'm going to end the game prematurely here so you can see what happens. Okay, boom. There's your Revmob ad right there. So that's pretty much all you need to do, and it should work after that. So I think that's it. If it's not clear, let me know. I'll see what I can do.